Howdy, howdy. Today we're going to do a fun little experiment building a bookcase out of pallets. So I'm going to kind of use general numbers. It'll obviously depend on what you're doing, but I have a friend that's got a lot of pallets. He loves breaking them down and building things out of it, chicken coops, to anything, honestly, furniture or whatever. So I had the idea of maybe him building a bookcase out of it. So we're going to get started and just see what we come up with. Sorry, I'm trying to get this in the orientation that I like. Okay. So, but I don't really like using that little origin point over there. So most palettes are 40 by 30 or so. And so that would mean that you have, most of them have sides. It's just like palette. So most of them are 40 by 30, kind of this 40 number, and they have that stretcher, that long support, and then one in the middle, one on the end, and then the boards that go across, right? So these all vary in length or in width, maybe like 3.5 to 4 inches. The end ones are typically bigger. These are all consistent on this one. And then they have the bottom ones are typically about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger. So for the sake of this, I'm just going to do, well, I guess probably do 3.5. You know, you could always use a table saw and trim them down. That might be a better rule of thumb to get the exact width that you need. And then these are going to be about, this is going to be a 2x4, so it'd be like 3.5 with that little cutout there. So I could have come up with actual numbers, but that's okay. Every pallet's different just from that one Google link. You can see that they're all different. So I was thinking through what's the best way to do this, and we're just going to call this 40. I'm going to go up 40, and I'm going to have these. My main man, you need to get out of here. Yeah, you just get your non-pallet self way over there, way over there. So we're gonna say it's 3.5. It's a 2x4. Let's see if it goes down 6. Goes up 1.5 inches. Goes down 8 inches. 1.5 inches. I'm gonna get a little 2x4 shape here. 3.5. 6. 1.5 inches. That's probably too big, honestly. I think it's more like an inch. Thinking about it, but so we kind of got like a little palette shape. And then it's gonna be 2x4, so 1.5 inches deep. So we're just gonna call this palette side. So what I was thinking is having these kind of a dueling palette ends. So if we rotate this, let me get it to the proper plane. There we go. Okay. And then snap to be in line with that. Maybe not. Probably not. There. Okay. So now we can have these dueling ends here. And then I'm going to line the boards, like the palette top boards, up this. So you would see this. This would be visible. And then I'm going to have another one run across the top. And so typically this middle section is kind of wide. But for our purposes, I don't know if we should trim it down to get rid of these bumps because they're kind of more consistent or not. Anyways, so let's see what our base needs to be. So if each of these was 3.5, bookcase is about 12. So, oh goodness, 3.5 times 3, that would be 9, 10.5. So I thought they'd probably be pretty So 10 and a half, and then, well, if I do 10 and a half, and it goes in an extra 3/4. But if I did that, it would be, I mean, I don't know if it's, what's, let's just look it up. Bookcase. Look at this, all these SketchUp models already exist. 14 and a half, 9 and 7/8. So I mean, there's definitely some skinnier ones. 9 and 3/4. I mean, the ones that's behind me aren't that deep. 11 and 3/4. This is a custom one. Oh, you're not going to load up into anything that's actually visible. 11 3/8. Oh. So 9 and a half. Or sorry, 10 and a half. Be 14. So, okay, I guess that's doable. 14 is not too deep. You could always, like I said, either get rid of one or trim it down. So let me make our palette toppers. Oh goodness, get to the correct plane, get to the correct plane. There we go. So we're gonna call it 0.75 tall, 3/4 tall by long. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make a generic one that's 30 inches long. And we're gonna make a component palette top. I'm gonna copy one of these. Where's my main man? Where'd he go? You can keep these beside you. There we go. And that way I know where to find them, buddy. Really appreciate it. Oh. See, we're growing. Trying to give you the wrong thing. I mean, you're just floating up into space, aren't you? There we go. You keep a hold of those, okay? So if I do one of these, rotate it. I drew this the wrong angle. What I need. Okay, we can just do a little rotation trick. 90 degrees. And then rotate this. 90 degrees. Great. So I want to stack these. I'm going to do 3 of them. It's going to be 14. Okay. So this is going to be my sideboard. But those are 14. I want this to be 3/4 less, and I'll show you why. See, it's going to change all of those. Let me explode, and then I'm going to make a component. Let's say small side board. Okay, I'm going to make these. This was 30, so I'm going to take off 16 inches. That way it's only 14 left, right? Doesn't bigger. Yeah, bottom right it says 14. Okay. So let me snap-a-do this right here. Oh, now it's gonna make it 3/4. No. Yeah. Make it 3/4 less. I'm gonna have ones going to the back. Then this one can snap right there. Okay, so good. My our sides. And that would be the bottom side. I'm just gonna go ahead and make more of these. many I need. So I'm going to bring this one here. This one here. I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to go up an inch because I want there to be a little room. I'm basically we're going to slide. We're going to build a shelf out of the boards, and then it can slide in and out. So that way there's some adjustable capabilities. Drop it there and go up an inch. There and then go up an inch. Up there, go up an inch. Does it know that I'm going to do that? It sort of does. It doesn't want to move up an inch, but it doesn't know that I'm not all over the place that way. What do we got left here? Inch and 5/8. So I would say I'm probably just going to trim this down. So if I clicked into this and then I went down, inch and 5/8 is inch and 10/16. So, oh gosh, half an inch is 8/16. No, oh, I'm trying to do math, people. 8 plus 5 is 13. Okay, I need to go down 13/16. I want this to go up 13/16. So now gotta learn those math those fraction conversions. No, went forward. Go back again. 3/4. And it should be right in line with the top. Yep, I did my math conversions right. Woohoo! My math teachers will be happy, and my wife is a math teacher. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do on these is I'm going to angle these by 3/4 or by 45 minor, because I'm thinking that the top can sit perfectly on top of these. Oh goodness, of course that would happen. That makes a lot of sense. Explode. So it's going to be called, rename you, rename, palette side A. And we're just going to rename this one. It's going to go palette side B. Sorry, I don't have a cleverer name than that. Get this miter the opposite way. Oh goodness. Goodness me, goodness me. Stretch this way. If you don't want the entertainment, don't keep watching. Oh, there we go. There we go. Palette side A and B. All right, so now we got this side made. I'm gonna make this a group, and we'll call this left side. Should be able to just do this. Cheat. see if it combines or not. No, I want the rotation tool. Try to keep them separated. Perfect. And what about, oh goodness, go into this group. I want to move all of these. Well, let's move this. So move this one. That's 5. And this one to this. No, no, no. Do the one I want. There. And this is the other palette side. Right side. Not naming it. I don't understand the purpose of naming something when don't do nothing. Okay. And I think I'm going to keep this 30 inches long. Okay. Let me get another copy of this. Excuse me. I think that's okay. These are going to be linked. Now, let me go ahead and let me get this one. Move yourself. Go ahead and explode this one. I'll rename this shelf board. Put it right there. Actually, I want to go backwards. Okay. That way you actually know what I'm doing. You follow along at home. Repeat this up. We're going to change this. We're going to call this back. And go ahead and drop this here. And drop it here. Now you get in the picture. Now y'all get in the picture, huh? Ain't too shabby, ain't it? Ooh. This does assume complete consistency on the palettes we're getting, okay? I will acknowledge that is a flaw in palettes, is that they are wildly inconsistent. I'm going to put that over here in a second. First, I need to do these. I'm going to name this one, make a component shelf board, okay? Actually, okay. Call it shelf board. And so it's going to go in here all the way to the back, but we don't want it to be exactly the same size. I'm going to do a quarter less. So it'd be 29 3/4. Oh goodness, what did I do? Oh, zoom. Sometimes SketchUp, whenever it starts going, it just wants to zoom away. Our math correct. 13 and a half. I said 14 for some reason. 3. How on earth does these get to 3 and 3/8? That don't make no sense. Try this again. And let's grow by an 1/8. There we go. Now, we got our 14. Perfect. I need a cotton pick a minute. What were these? Son of a beaver nugget. That's just downright frustrating. I am going to choose the lazy path just because these are pallets. And knowing exactly how big a pallet is kind of random. So I'm just gonna choose laziness. And if I redraw it, I'll redraw it correctly that time. Doesn't pay to be lazy because I'm going to say I want these numbers later, but I can't always get them because these components are fixed or combined, connected. There we go. That's the word I wanted. Okay. I can just grow them all pretty rapidly. I'm sorry if any of y'all use SketchUp and you me. It's been a long time. Use SketchUp regularly. I'm gonna do. There's no way that a book fits on that. Oh, so let's see. This top one, delete. Oh, let me. Okay, I think that's doable. Let's delete this one. Delete. Perfect. And then just gotta bring this one right here. At this point right here. So there we go. And it's off of there, but that's all right. So now we got a little bookcase, and then we just need to tie it all together. So there's nothing holding this back on, really. So what I was going to do is copy this. Actually, no, I can copy. Just copy this whole thing. Right here, because if they're connected, that's okay. Explode. Oh. Oh, where'd you zoom off to? Oh, goodness. Zoom in here. Lovely jubbly. 90. And decide if I want to do a fancy corner and have this go all the way to here. And then double minor that. Like, probably. Let's just get fancy with it. How about let's just get fancy. When you're dealing with palettes, might as well be a little fancy. Erase that. Erase that. So those were linked. But honestly, not just trying to be lazy this time. I'm not just trying to be lazy. I didn't quite like the way it once I did it. It might look good when it's built, but just doing it there, I didn't look very good. So each one of these is its own little thing. The question is, can they be connected? And I think I would have to do supports down here and support up here. So how do we do that? The next question. So my thought was, wait, I need a board, so I got one of these. I've got all this here, so I'm just gonna do all this time. Come up and come on, use the plane up. Use the plane that I wanted. 1.5. 3.5. Down. Component. Edit that from needs to be taller, clearly. So, well, yeah. This board will need to go all the way to the front. This would not be a removable board on this, on the bottom. But there should be plenty of play in the back. Just to move forward. It's maybe it might happen, it would still back there. Back there a smidge. There we go. So that would hold the bottom together. To get those. Did name this front board. Copy it and bring it up. Words to here, 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 here. This one's going to be make custom anyways. Make a component. Forward. Top front board. And since we're getting these, and since we're doing these minors, yeah, might as well just go all the way. I didn't delete. There we go. So we're just gonna go ahead and not be lazy on this part. Make explode and explode. But my motto is that it never pays to be lazy, so don't be lazy. Why have you been lazy with the boards? Back. Left. Make a component. Back. So, yeah, because I'm thinking, the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, this needs to. I think this would be the only way that this would be strongable. You know, I think strongable is a word. Why not? Go to this and this. It would be kind of annoying to get these miners. But it is just, you know, general inch and a half, so not like it's impossible to figure out. So there's that. Let's see. We want this to go on top. Explode. Explode one of these. Oh, this can be normal. Just figure out where this needs to be placed. These are already. Oh, I can just draw them in like 2 seconds. Have one cut to the purpose. I can get it to work. Plane points. 5.75. 5, 3.5. Go down. Make a component. We're gonna call this board. Edit dot board and make it the length of all this. I don't think mitering this is going to be necessary. You could, but I don't think I want to. Probably have to put it up there first and see what we think. Yep. Looks really nicely. And this could go. I can't do that. That would not work. There we have that little bump. This one, honestly. This book could probably extend up and kind of cap that off. That would be a good idea. So yeah, it's kind of a palette bookcase. See, but that ruins this board, ruins that entire section here. But I feel like that would still hold together pretty well. Part of my additional idea. Let's see, and that would make this work out swimmingly as well. Let's go. We'll go back to here again. There we go. Oh, there you go. That little extra board was not necessary. And then my thought was this could all get stacked on top of it. And just have a little hole here. Actually, let's see. I'm going to make all this a group. I think that would just work. Let's see. If I can't just So snapping point. They had these mitered, but actually in that case it wouldn't even need to be mitered for all those. I was originally going to have it mitered down and flush it up, but that would not even be necessary anymore. So after all that miter work, I could just take them out. It's going to take me all day to undo this miter. Clean it. Yeah, snap the correct points or anything else. But I'll clean that up. But yeah, for the sake of not making this video go on for an extra 30 minutes, I feel like you pretty much figured it out. Let's see. So, because that will hold up the top, that'll hold the top together, doing those. This will hold the bottom together. And that provides a nice little lip to mount the second one on top of it. And of course, then you can just install top to bottom. Well, I would probably need, in that case, something in here to be a mounting point. But anyways, yeah, cool little stackable bookcase, and that would make it about 80, 78 to 80 inches tall, depending on your sizes. Nice. Well, anyways, that was a fun little experiment on how to build possible bookcases out of pallets. So, thanks for watching, and if you had any other interesting ideas, let me know.